heading up to Red Rocks with the excited Trillion here. Red Rocks Amphitheater is an awesome venue that we wanted to share with you. It's open for obviously concerts, but it's open to the public when concerts are not happening, so we thought this would be the perfect place for our next video. We realized that we told you what we're doing, but we did not tell you why.
Yeah, so there is a fun story of what led us up to this part in our lives where we're getting ready to transition into full-time RV living, and we figured we'd take you to one of the coolest spots in the Denver little area, metro area, Morrison, Colorado, and so come along for the adventure.
Great. There were a lot of major factors for us when we made this lifestyle change, if you will. One of those major ones being the fact that we just got tired of our daily grind, work for the man, if you will, and we just decided that we didn't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, and another one was debt. So by making this transition, moving into full-time RVing, we're paying off all of the bills. We'll have very few monthly expenses, and we'll be able to hit the road debt-free.
Yeah, and the other thing is that we're young and ish, and we wouldn't be able to do quite the travel that we would be able to do in our older years. So we decided that the time is now.
Very much so. And finally, we wanted to see more of the world and of the country. And so by doing this, we're going to be hopefully in a different place every couple weeks or months, and just looking forward to seeing much more of this world.
Yeah, we just decided that it was time to start living instead of working.
Well said.
Thank you.
All right. Welcome back, and here we are at the beautiful Red Rocks Amphitheater Park here in Morrison, Colorado. We've seen a dozen or more shows here in the 8 or 9 years and had some very, very amazing experiences and memories that we'll forever have as we move on. So it's here that we wanted to tell you a fun little story, kind of what brought us to where we are today. And it starts back with this one date that we had back almost 10 years ago when Meredith and I were still dating and still getting to know each other, and spontaneously one night I asked her if she wanted to go camping, and
I
she
said
was
yes.
like, yeah, sure, of course. And so I was like, all right.
Neither one of us had any equipment.
No, I was like, give me about 3 hours. I went to Walmart, I purchased everything that you need: a tent, sleeping bags, the little cheap tin kit that you get, and 12-pack of beer and some hot dogs, and we threw it in the minivan and drove to the edge of the woods up near Crabtree Falls. And camped and had an amazing time. Realized that we didn't know what we were doing, but we had an amazing time.
The equipment that all of our stuff that we bought, that's what started our fire.
Yeah, the cardboard box from the tent was our kindling to get the fire started. So anyway, but it sparked literally and figuratively a passion. A passion.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Good word. And so we camped many times in that minivan, and
eventually one of our good friends, Chris Lawson, said, here's the keys to my Jeep. Here's a map of where you need to go. Go here and go camping for real. And so we did, and he trusted us with his Jeep. And after that trip, we started literally on the way back. We were looking at Craigslist, and we were questioning Lawson about what do we want, what do we need, what do we do. We were Jeep shopping already. And eventually Chris Lawson said, hey, you guys just want to buy my Jeep? And we said yes. And so we bought our first Jeep.
Yep, we wrote him a check and we took the Jeep out. And I remember our first trip in it, we took the doors off,
paper
and the
tags
roof off, and we had paper tags. We hadn't even gotten our registration finished.
We didn't even
already
have a
got
winch.
stuck. Yeah, so we learned a lot on those first couple months. That first winter in Charlottesville, where we had the TJ, and fell in love with it. And that was the first time that we had said that we'll never not have a Jeep.
Yep.
Was during those first couple weeks of owning one. It was an instant love. And so when the next kind of phase in life came where we needed to look for a new place to live, we looked at all the cool places. We were looking at Savannah and Seattle and
New York, California,
and Chicago, and we considered all those places.
It didn't fit our lifestyle.
We looked out in the driveway and there was the Jeep, and it's like we can't do anything with the Jeep in those places. places.
Yep.
Because we really take it off-road. And so Lawson, again, thank you, was the one that suggested Denver. And we looked it up and made a very quick decision.
It was not hard.
Moved out here in just a couple weeks.
I think within a month.
Yeah.
We made a decision, sold again all of our stuff, and packed what we didn't sell up in a U-Haul, and attached the Jeep and came out west.
Yeah, and so obviously now we're here in the mountains of Colorado, in the Rocky Mountains, and the trails here. Don't get me wrong, Charlottesville, Virginia is a beautiful state, but the trails,
they have nothing on the mountains of Colorado.
There. So, and then our camping and jeeping grew from there, and it grew
with the
literally.
Dog?
We
times three.
We got one dog, and then we got two dogs, and then we purchased this little our camping equipment grew as well as our family, and we were running out of room in the little confines of the TJ of the back seat, especially with the dogs. So we found this cute little utility trailer, and we put 33-inch tires on there, and it follows the Jeep wherever the Jeep wanted to go, and that was great. So now we can bring more camping supplies, put the dogs in the back, stay out longer, go out further, and the camping just grew from there.
Yep, and it got to the point where camping, once we got set up, was fantastic, but it really got to the point where it was a chore. I mean, we've been off-premise caterers for over 10 years, and we like our stuff. And so that camper little trailer evolved into us talking about getting a camper, and then we talked about, we don't want to not go off-road. And so eventually we took a little trip up to Palisade and met Laverne. And we took Laverne out a few times and absolutely adored her and fell in love with her. And that's really what started sparking, hey, I think we could do this full time. Jeff came upstairs one night and he said, stay with me. I got kind of a crazy idea. And as soon as the words came out of his mouth, I said, sold. Done.
Sold.
Let's 100%. Let's do it. And ever since then, we started YouTube searching and researching and videos and what kind of camper do we want? And then it evolved into, what about the Jeep? And that you can check out the other video about more of our Jeeping lifestyle and the selling of our Jeep. But that's really the kind of evolution from camping out of a van with zero equipment and went and purchased it the first night into we're doing this full time.
Yeah, if Meredith had said no, I don't like camping, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Nope.
And the TJ that served us well, the LJ that we had for a couple years, which is just a longer version of the same Jeep, served us well. And perhaps one day we'll have a Jeep again. Maybe one that we pull
100%.
around behind a Class A or something like that. But
100%.
100%. But for now, we're looking at a big fifth wheel and a big 350, and that's the plans. So
full-time RV life.
That's the story of where we are. Okay, so thank you for coming along on our Red Rocks tour and putting up with us while we talked about how we went from minivan to Jeep to slightly bigger Jeep to Jeep with a little trailer to different Jeep with a bigger trailer, and then where we're going next.
So don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Elevation. It's a thing.